Humphries picks up his second. Let's get courtside and welcome in four-time NBL champion Sean Redditch to the coverage. Evening, Sean.
Good evening, Jack. Yes, Matt Hodgson came into the game and a little bit of a question mark if he was going to play. Warmed up, looked like he was going to go ahead, but came over and seek a medical attention right before the game started. He did start, but he got subbed out straight away. The medical staff tells me it's a lower leg injury. He's currently taped up, so it looks like he might get a little bit more game time. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Well, we were told earlier today, Pete, that he was a game-time decision, Matt Hodgson.
Well, he was, and 1 minute of game time before coming out. That's a sloppy turnover there from the Wildcats. Probably doesn't look too good for him. It gives Majuk a chance for extended minutes here. It's Daniel Johnson.
Withers on the offensive glass, puts it back in.
It's a big lineup. Big lineup for the Adelaide 36ers. You've got the Twin Towers out there, Isaac Humphries and Daniel Johnson to start. Cameron Bairstow comes in. That's a big front line, and you had Todd Withers on the wing.
Well, the beauty of Withers is that he can literally guard 1 through 5. He's that versatile on the defensive end. He's good enough that he can knock down the 3-ball down the other end, and look out if he gets some runway room, because he can go upstairs and throw it down with the best of them. So he's an exciting prospect for the Adelaide 36ers. Played last season in Italy, in Bologna.
Cam Bairstow drags in another offensive rebound, and here's Dusty Hannah's. Just 1 from 3 to start the game. It's Cotton pushes the tempo. Calls off the chase. Now gets back inside. Scooped it up with the left hand. Withers baseline. Bairstow left wide open, and the big man drains a 3.
He wanted to get the quick one more to Mitch McCarron. The defense never came to him, and he stepped into it. There you go, first game for head coach CJ Bruton. Exciting times for him in the 36ers.
Big hit from Kevin White straight into the game.
And clearly they were either by strategy or a breakdown just prepared to concede and see if Kevin White can make it, because he comes off that little drag screen wide open and knocks it down.
Yeah, a final series to remember last season. Kevin White played a huge role for the Wildcats in getting them to the grand final without Bryce Cotton. Law sees a path, baseline, and gets upstairs.
And that's hard. There was a sideline on ball and there was no help. The other 3 guys were on this side of the floor. He picked them. When you hard show and you can pass out of that, Bairstow was playing catch-up and opened up that baseline drive. Needed a lot more weak side help.
Wildcats lead it by 3. McCarron's bumped on the arm by White. We'll get to the free throw line.
Here's that action I saw there. You saw Bairstow playing catch-up. Sure, he needs to do better, move his feet laterally, but there he is chasing after. You had to hard show, and you have to hard show if you get Bryce Cotton coming off those screens. So good action to get that on the side where there's really long distances to come for the help, but then it's on the drive that you need that, build a wall behind the ball and have someone contest. And there's Scott Morrison, who
Can we call him ScoMo?
I'm not sure if he can call him ScoMo. Someone else has that nickname, but
takes over after Trevor Gleeson spent 8 years at the helm of the Perth Wildcats, now working in the NBA. Bairstow runs the floor and lays it up. It jumps out of the cylinder, but it's back on the free throw line. He looks to be moving well.
You can hear Scott Morrison as soon as they got the ball yelling out, basket, basket. And Travers in that defensive transition was hedging between the wing guy for the 3-ball, and it opened up that driving lane. Clearly, it would seem like Scott Morrison there, what he wanted to do was rather concede, or not concede, but rely on a hard closeout to the perimeter guy and protect the basket and not let an opportunity, albeit to someone that's not necessarily the most reliable conveyance from the free throw line.
We know what CJ Bruton did in his playing career. Scott Morrison, out of Canada, when he graduated college, was the all-time leader in assists, and I believe still holds the conference record for threes made. And if you saw him in his first training session for the Wildcats when they touched down in Tassie, looked like he was ready to give anyone on the Wildcats team a bucket. Full-length tights, short shorts, was ready to roll, had the basketball kicks on. Looked like he could turn back the clock and just tell Bryce, have a look, check up for me real quick. Let's have a king of the court go right now.
It is, and you know, we talk about CJ being his first opportunity as a head coach in a regular season game, but he's been a coach on the floor his entire career as a player, so for some it's an easier transition than others, and I suspect that it's going to be an easy transition for CJ as we see Bryce Cotton do what Bryce Cotton does best, and that is just wriggle his way through. Well, not necessarily does best, but does really, really well. And that's find a way to create a shot at the rim.
All NBL first team last season. You mentioned that off-season and change for the Wildcats. Starting with Bryce Cotton. He's their one constant. It's Tad Dufelmeyer. Tries to go up and under on Cotton. He stood up defensively. Jesse Wagstaff can see a way through. Hands off to Travers. He made it work with his left hand.
Well, it did, and it looked like there might have been a couple little happy feet in there. Potential travels, not called, but in the end, Luke Travers, good finish. Jack Purchase, who was played for the Adelaide 36ers last year, was checked into the game for the Wildcats. Mojave King.
Oh, it's kept alive by Cotton. Travers surveys the floor. Pass too hot for Wagstaff.
And that's where he's just got to have that maturity. There was a mismatch. Wagstaff had the mismatch down low with Dufelmeyer on him. Just one more dribble, a retreat dribble, and then just a nice entry pass with a better angle. And instead he just rushed to try and take advantage of it. Bryce Cotton looked a little fatigued.
Mike Kelly standing next to Scott Morrison, coach of the Cairns Taipans for the previous 2 seasons. Has been coaching this team for a lot of the off-season, Pete. Scott Morrison only arriving a couple of weeks before the season started.
We talk about the season of change at the Wildcats, and that's going to make it a little tougher, especially starting the season. Luckily, they get a lot of home games before they go away for a stretch, but Mike Kelly was really the one who has to put the whole system in before Scott Morrison got here, and then he had some trouble getting into the country, meeting the team late, so you'd expect them to take a little while to find their full strength. And one of their star signings, Michael Fraser, barely saw him at the Blitz, had that groin injury. He's not out there tonight, so got some pieces to add. Cameron Bairstow, that is a tough finish with contact with the left.
Well, he's one that NBA experience, played a couple of seasons with the Chicago Bulls, had an outstanding career at University of New Mexico, and spent some time with the Australian team, Olympian in fact, but just been crippled by injuries over the last couple of seasons and has the potential to be the recruit of this season because he comes with great pedigree, and I guess a lot of teams might have shied away because of his injury history, but the Adelaide 36ers and CJ Bruton, Jeff Van Groningen have invested modestly in Bairstow, and if he turns out to be what he has been in the past, it could be a fantastic pickup.
Let's get courtside to Sean Redditch.
You talk about Cam Bairstow. I think you're right, Casey, being a great pickup, and he does look like he's moving well. One player who I think doesn't look 100% so far is Bryce Cotton. He looks like he's laboring a little bit up and down the court. So something to monitor. I mean, we know the caliber of player that Bryce Cotton is, but he's come out early in this game. He led the league in minutes played last year, so an early substitution for Bryce Cotton.
He's coming off that scary injury last season as Vic Laws continues his hot start. And it was great to see Bryce Cotton running around in the Blitz with a smile on his face, and he said he was feeling good, and I'm sure it's going to take a while to get his full conditioning back under him. We know how important he is to the Wildcats, and ideally, if Scott Morrison had the choice and Bryce Cotton's conditioning allowed, you'd never want to take him out. Go, 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 go.
Moore pulling up for 3. Foul on the floor, though, against Todd Withers.
Off-ball foul. 1-0. Hold.
Kevin White not starting. Kyle Zunic with the start. We finally get to see a little bit of it here. 2 number 3s, Dusty Hannes and Kevin White.
Oh, yes.
Remember in the preseason, little back and forth. These two just getting acquainted, and Kevin White came out and said he knows that Dusty Hannah's a bit of a golfer, and he was just telling him there's some nice golf courses in WA. I'm not a lip reader, but that's not remotely what he said, or vice versa. But it's good that we have a little bit of that going on, and I'm looking forward to seeing them go up against each other.
Well, there's a lot of history between these two when you go back over the years and some of the battles they've had. And remember Joey Wright and going at it with Trevor Gleeson early on in Trevor's career, and a bit of argy-bargy between the two of them, but still got great respect for each other, these two organisations.
Perth lead by 3. Hannahs goes to work and finds a way to score. He comes with a reputation as being one of the best shooters in the world outside of the NBA.
Well, apparently Hannahs set a world record for most threes in a minute, where he knocked down 27 of them, and look at the work on the boards. Vic Law, what a quarter he's had for the Perth Wildcats. 11 points, 5 or 6 from the field. He started off magnificent form. As
have the Perth Wildcats. They lead it at quarter time, 22-19 at RAC Arena. Don't go too far. The second quarter on Hungry Jack's NBL opening night is coming up next.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's new Jack's Fried Chicken Burgers. Big, thick, crunchy, juicy chicken. New Jack's Fried Chicken. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
We're back, and Aussie Ali Sation is ready to let rip in the dog ball launch. She's just got to send it. Here she goes. It's up. It's out of here. She has just unleashed.
Well, here's hoping she brought a bag, JB, because she needs to scoop up that hot gold.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet's new popular same-game multi. See what's trending with the punters and get on board with ease. Popular same-game multi, new from Sportsbet.
King of the town, yeah, I've been that. You know I click-clack, where you and your men's at. That's the way you get Timberland up.
PlayStation.
Choosing insurance, Keith, it's worth a closer look. Because if you break down, some don't offer free roadside assist for a year. Oh dear. But Amy does, with a new Amy Comprehensive Car Insurance Policy. You can even track their arrival. Does your insurer offer free roadside assist for a year? Amy does.
They're sending a message.
Outside, and the field is set to run.
Sorry, everyone. It's just...
We're still alive in the quaddie.
Sportsbet's new Bet with Mates. Start your group and share in the moment. New from Sportsbet.
A quarter down at RAC Arena in the Perth Wildcats. It's the toughest assignment in Australian basketball, to travel to the west and beat Perth in the jungle. And so far they've started well, and they've been led by their prized off-season recruit Vic Law, 11 points on 5 of 6 shooting. He's been outstanding.
He is. He's in the wrong league. He is an NBA quality player who has had NBA experience, and we're fortunate to have him, as we are with Bryce Cotton. But this combination is going to be fun to watch throughout the course of the season. You know what? It's also a thing of beauty, coming to see Perth virtually sold out. It's a sea of red. Congratulations to them as they continue to support this wonderful franchise.
Going into the start of this week, they were down to about 70 memberships they had left available. Fans have voted with their feet. The juke on the offensive glass. Gives Perth another opportunity. White lost it, stripped by McCarron. Adelaide have got numbers ahead. McCarron finds Daniel Johnson with his first points of the game.
Well, I was about to say that they did a really good job in that first quarter of dealing with Daniel Johnson, who was on fire throughout the preseason. He is a walking bucket. Almost rest assured that he's going to get his numbers, but it was a slow start. And not only was it a slow start for him, but he just didn't see enough of it, didn't get enough touches, didn't get enough looks. And starts this one, he's now 1 of 3 from the field. And straight away, Scott Morrison didn't like the look of something and calls a timeout.
Averaged 20 points during the NBL Blitz, Daniel Johnson. That's 33 in the first game against Cairns. They were a little more careful with his minutes after that, the 36ers, but he's going to be another crucial part of their potential march towards a finals campaign.
Well, for sure. This Adelaide 36ers team has been mixed reviews. Early on, people weren't so high on them, and then they win every game in the pre-season, and we see Withers, we see Hannahs, and Isaac Humphries looks like he's healthy again. And there's a lot to like about the Adelaide 36ers. And Mitch McCarron, as you mentioned, was that MVP in the pre-season. The way he's distributing the ball, good things ahead for the Adelaide 36ers you'd expect.
Perth find themselves up 1. Let's get courtside to Sean Redditch.
I'm here with the vice-captain of the Perth Wildcats, Mitch Norton. It's been a disrupted preparation this season. How's the team feeling coming into this one?
Yeah, you know, I think everyone can look at it and make excuses if they want, but that's not what we do here in Perth. And we want to come out with a strong effort tonight. Defensive transition is something we want to tighten up on.
And what are you seeing in the first quarter from the Wildcats so far?
I like the ball movement when it moves. You know, we get open shots and things like that, and guys got to back themselves and take them. Defensively, we've got to tighten up a little bit.
And how are you recovering? When do we expect to see you back on the court?
Yeah, tonight's very stressful. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We've got a great medical team, so hopefully only a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Mitch. Looking forward to seeing you back on the court.
Thanks, mate.
With all the changes the Wildcats have, from the coaching staff, head office, all of that, new players, they need Mitch Norton back to get everybody on the same page and what they're trying to get to. Another 36 straight finals, which would be incredible. And I think they'll have the opportunity to do that. And here's the heart and soul of the Perth Wildcats. We know Bryce Cotton is one of the greatest of all time. But Mitch Norton played in their final series last year on one leg and just gutted it out night in and night out. He is the true heart and soul since Damien Martin has retired. And hopefully he can get healthy as soon as possible and get back out there, because it's fun for the league when he's out there.
Not playing, Todd Blanchfield not playing. 2 more for Majuk. Michael Fraser, one of their imports, also not out there tonight. Adelaide have got their own injury issues. Kai Soto not suiting up and won't play this weekend. Manny Malou and Sunday Detch. Question marks for Sunday's game when they play Illawarra at home. Isaac Humphries, nice touch for a big man.
Easy, just a free throw. Very passive and timid descent fence, and almost conceding Humphries from the free throw line.
Ball. Johnson wants to go coast to coast.
It might have been a little quiet in the first quarter, but he's taking matters into his own hands and rectifying that situation. Already whacked up 3 shots and now goes to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
Go back to your point about mixed reviews with the Adelaide 36ers, Drew, in this off-season with this new team. What are you seeing from them?
Well, I like that there was a lot of unknowns about their imports in particular, how they were going to be. And Mojave King, is he going to be able to make the next step up? Is Isaac Humphries going to be healthy? Have they got the combinations right? And the glue to all that, I think, is Mitch McCarron. The way in which he distributes the ball, the leadership that he provides, and get everyone on the same page. And if he can do that, we've seen enough from those unknown quantities to say that they can play. And if they can play to an elite level, then there's no reason why they can't be playoff contenders.
Well, Tom Withers is a big key for that, as you said, the import spot. And Mitch McCarron going to go close to leading the league in assists when all is said and done, because he is always looking to get everybody involved first and foremost, find his offense when he has to. Jack Burgess comes up long there, and he gets on the glass as well. Had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists in that final game of the Blitz. Does a bit of everything well. Already got the 4 assists in this one. Just a really smart operator and just a great sign. I mean, he was the biggest free agent local signing who was out there, no doubt about it. Signs a 3-year deal with the Adelaide 36ers, and CJ Bruton knows he's got a good one to really build the team around, isn't it? You put the right pieces around a guy like Mitch McCarron, and good things will happen.
Sunday Detch is huge. We mentioned it right at the top. That's a huge loss, because he provides that defensive spark.
There it is on cue, Mitch McCarron making plays happen. Just waited till the last second to find Cam Bairstow, who rolled well. I like the connection they have. And here comes the number 9 here. The Adelaide 36ers, Nick Marshall, development player, played for Mount Gambier in the NBL1 and shot on its team, played the 4th most minutes in the blitz for the Sixers.
Yeah.
Comes with confidence, gets on the...
AIS as well, I think he
can crash the glass, can get his shot, plays with a lot of confidence, and it's an exciting young talent for the Sixers. And with those guys out, gets an opportunity here, and what better way to make your debut in the jungle and currently guarding the 3-time MVP, Bryce Cotton. So welcome to the league, young fella.
It doesn't get much harder than that, does it? Also a really talented junior footballer. He's made the decision to stay with basketball. Law puts his head down, gets to the rack and scores.
And that's just one-on-one basketball. A little bit of ball movement, swing the ball, and just a rip to the basket. We have a look here. They don't take away the middle. He goes through the middle, and Vic Law, he is just in a real comfort zone now and loving the game. 13 points, 6 of 8 from the field, and feeling, you get in those moments in games where you just feel like the game's just coming to you. You're not stressed. The ring looks like a hula hoop. He's in one of those moments right now. You got to milk that. Go to him. Feed him the ball, get him, and exploit that until he dries off.
Nice pass, McCarron. Found Johnson, had the seal underneath.
That's a 6th assist, Mitch McCarron. He is just finding everybody at will, and it's a bit too easy right now.
White steps up for 3. It's short. Offensive rebound, Vic Law. He's having a major influence in this first half. Marshall chasing Cotton around. He steps back. He's still got it. And he's fouled in the act of shooting 3.
Well, with the exception of the foul, he did as good as you can expect. He chased, he stayed connected. That step back is hard because you've got to respect the drive, and he can push off and get back so quickly for a little fella and create the separation. So just there, now there's no contact there. It's just when you're sliding your feet trying to keep the guy in front and you can step back that quick and get the shot off, that is tough.
It's a real welcome to the league because a lot of it on the scout. When you watch Bryce Cotton highlights in previous games, you see him just get fouled on the 3 so much, and a lot of it is off curl screens where his shot and how high he jumps when he kicks his feet out is just part of his routine, the way he shoots. But that one right there, all you can do is try and contest it as best you can, and he's just so good at drawing fouls on 3s.
There's so much more to come back into this lineup. It looks good for the Perth Wildcats, but when you think guys like Mansfield as well, and just another team, people thought their run might be coming to an end.
Well, it's ridiculous to think about that.
Mate, I'm telling you.
No, I know there's plenty of them out there who have thought it.
Well, it is, but when you've been in playoffs for 35 years in a row, they could suit up the under-14 Perry Lakes team.
You had to think of a place in WA then, didn't you?
I did. In a Wildcat Sterling team or whatever it is, and I'm still going to back them because they're just incredible at getting the job done.
I reckon the under-14 Perry Lakes team might enjoy that, get clipped up and get them ready for their next game.
Mitch Clark, one of their development players, is a Perry Lakes boy. Let's get courtside to Sean Redditch.
Yeah, you talk about the Perry Lakes under-14. My son actually plays for the under-14 Perry Lakes Hawks team.
There you go.
I'm not sure he's ready to go against some of these Adelaide 36ers. I think Daniel Johnson might have 100 points if that occurs.
There's Vic Law, 16 points now, 7 of 9 from the field. We talk about an all-NBL caliber player. You put him alongside Bryce Cotton and the pieces to bring in. He is set for a massive NBL 22, sorry. He had a good 21 before getting injured, and it's just such a tough cover, and a lot of the attention will always be on Bryce Cotton. So that's going to help free him up. He's going to get a couple of different mismatches here or there, but he would love putting on that Wildcats jersey and stepping out there.
This guy here, just when you talk about no fuss or bother, no histrionics, just getting the job done, he personifies it. Just a walking bucket. CJ Bruton. background. And a former Melbourne Tiger, doing some work with the Perth Wildcats in the corporate department. He's a fiery character.
CJ Bruton, just the third father-son combo to coach in the NBL. It's off a foot.
His dad, of course, won the Perth was the coach of the Perth Wildcats when they won their very first title.
Yep.
And the son of an absolute living legend in the great Cal Bruton.
The other father-son combinations, the Ellises and the Gazers. Wagstaff up top for three. His first points of the NBL season. The oldest, in most games played, I should say, of all active players in the league. Daniel Johnson rolls to the bucket, has 12 points now.
Yes. He just was prepared to feel out the game, see how it was going, and all right, boys, you've had your fun now. Let the big boys play. And stamping his authority in this second quarter.
There's no way of stopping that.
Well, we talk about the sea of change of the Wildcats. One thing that will never change is that man is a freak.
Well, what you got to do is you got to take the odds and just send him one way. You can't let him spin back. Easier said than done. But when he gets choices like that, that's very hard to stop.
Foul be on Wagstaff. Isaac Humphries getting set to check back into the game.
Jesse Wagstaff. Unusual to see him tangled up with someone, isn't it?
Well, speaking about Daniel Johnson's hot start, this man right here, Besto, got the 9 points, 3 rebounds already and knocks that one down. It's been really promising for CJ Bruton. Jesse Wagstaff, 3 fouls already. Take a seat.
And he's no fuss or bother either. He's sort of in that Daniel Johnson mode in a different way. And if they're rooming together, just there wouldn't be too much of a conversation. Both of them very, very quiet the way they go about it. Imagine a dinner-tape conversation with them.
Timeout called. It's 37 apiece. Vic Moore on Hungry Jack's NBL opening night has taken over for the Perth Wildcats. So much talk coming in about the return of Bryce Cotton, but Vic Moore has 16 points on 7 of 9.
When he's stepping out and knocking down his 3-ball, it makes these plays happen. You have to respect his 3 when you're a bit overzealous on the closeout. He's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and pull up his mid-range jumper. He's back to the basket, can score in so many ways. Just an absolute tough cover wherever he is on the floor. As you said, the 16 points already, a couple of rebounds, doing it all. Yeah. Part of the Red Army, very excited. Number 1 in red, he's set for a huge season.
Had he have stayed healthy last season, and it's a hypothetical, was he all NBL first team caliber?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at it was at 18 points, 8 rebounds when he got hurt, and how important he was to the Bullets. We were talking of it. He made a splash on the scene and was consistent. Whenever he struggled, which wasn't too often before he got hurt, the Bullets struggled. So he was an important piece. I think before he got hurt, he was absolutely an all-NBL first team. And he's starting off here with all eyes on that.
And nothing better when you go to your new team that you settle those nerves early, put some points on the board and just get into that comfort zone real quickly. And Vic Moore's done that.
Perth led it by 3 at quarter time. Ball's high-arcing jumper off target. And the Harvey King kept it in. And here's Scott Morrison not too happy with that. Humphries in the low block. Majuk got a piece of it. Cam Bairstow, right place, right time, has 13 points.
He's been impressive, hasn't he? Between him and Daniel Johnson, they've been the main focus and scoring opportunities for the Adelaide 36ers.
25 of their 39 points have come from Bairstow and Johnson. Law adds in a couple more. He's got 18.
And they're going to have to solve this problem because this is turning into a significant problem for the Adelaide 36ers.
Ave King blocked by Law. And Travers comes up with it for Perth. A spring in their step out of the timeout. Cotton pulls up on Hannes. Yes!
And that's what you talk about, Drew. It's so hard to guard him, almost impossible, but you've got to send him a certain way. You've got to have a plan that when he rises up with the ball in his right hand, you can't let him have a choice because he's going to get to exactly where he wants to get to and knock it down. You've got to force him one way and guard him with 5 players on your team. Have that help to make sure he doesn't get to his sweet spot.
Humphries still fighting for it underneath. 3 attempts, can't finish off. The smallest man on the court, Dusty Hannes does. Brings it back to a 1-point game again. 90 seconds to play before halftime. Law for 3.
Oh my.
He's draining them from everywhere.
What a start. Big Law. 21 points, 9 of 12 from the field. 2 3 balls. Go with his couple rebounds.
32 of the 45 come from their import duo.
It's a travel.
Yeah, shuffle.
Isaac Humphries.
He's missed a lot of basketball, and even in this off-season, he's had to deal with some niggles along the way, so he's not quite there. But that is just a beautiful move, nice setback. That is right in the heart of the rim.
Earlier tonight, the Tasmania Jack Jumpers started their NBL campaign off successfully. 83-74 winners in overtime over Brisbane. Tomorrow, Southeast Melbourne play host to New Zealand. Travers, big offensive rebound. Had it taken away from him by McCarron. He's spinning and weaving and creating and scoring.
Tough finish, Mitch McCarron. On his 4th field goal attempt, and something that's going to be foul. Isaac Humphries, that's something that we saw in the preseason and a bit last year, was always trying to get everybody involved first, but if he sees an avenue to attack, he will do that. Nice spin and good finish. And this, I believe, is probably the Adelaide 36ers' best matchup for Big Law. Todd Withers, but he has the 2 fouls already. He's going to come back in right now, but you'd think that's probably the likely matchup to try and slow down Law.
And it's compounded by the fact that Humphries picks up his 3rd personal foul.
This is a young man to watch this season. Burst onto the scene last NBL season. Here's some of his numbers in the most recent ESPN rankings of the top 100 for next year's NBA draft. Luke Travers in at 89.
Well, it's crazy to think everyone's putting out their predictions for awards. Well, that he's going to be a chance to win Rookie of the Year. Velma player last year just had a significant part of the Wildcats getting to a grand final.
Here's Travers claiming the loose ball. One last possession to finish off the quarter for Perth. It's in the hands of the right man. Cotton swings to Zunic. And the Wildcats will take a 4-point lead into halftime, 47-43. We've had front row seats to the Vic Law show. He has 21 points at the main break.
And it's a beautiful show that we've been able to witness with the 21 points.
Let's get to Sean Redditch.
Impressive debut so far for you here in the jungle of the Wildcats. How you feeling out there?
I feel good. I'm just doing what I can to give number 11 some support.
And what do you have to do in the second half? Adelaide's sticking around. They had a good second quarter there. Seems like their big guys are giving you guys a little bit of trouble.
They're just getting calls early now. It's early for everybody. They ain't gonna get them calls all game.
And you enjoying playing in front of the Red Army?
Love it. Couldn't wait.
Thanks. Good luck second half, Vic.
He's letting his basketball do the talking, Vic Law. And he's done that in spades. 47-43. The Perth Wildcats with a change in outfit this season. One thing that doesn't change is on their home floor. They are a formidable team, no question about that. We'll come back and break it down. On the other side of this, it's opening night in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
means you want to bowl faster, run stronger, kick harder,
move faster,
and jump higher tomorrow, you need INC today.
INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested
and Informed Sports certified.
INC Sports Nutrition.
Powering tomorrow.
Today.
Oh, look at your ties.
Still wasn't the biggest regret I had that day.
Has your betting ever gone too far? Take a sec before you bet. Set a deposit limit, whoever you bet with.
Hungry Jack's free limited edition glasses. Get a free Hungry Jack's glass with any large meal. Collect all 6 designs. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
This is Peter. Leave a message.
Yeah, Peter, this is Happy. Who are those guys, huh? One of the guys made of mud? What's going on? Call me back.
When I shut that spell down, we started getting some visitors from every universe.
Multiverse is real.
Was that a dinosaur?
Spider-Man: No Way Home in cinemas December 16.
Yeah, you're good to go, mate.
Thanks, mate.
That's so nice. Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather.
You guys need a hand?
Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Hey, mate.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer for up here.
It's a powerful thing to see the fullness of someone. You get to see the gold in the mundane, flashes of color in the black and white. There's a beauty and power in people, in every one of us. We all deserve to be seen in our true colors.
It's design that's all conquering, safety that's always thinking, and performance that's hair-raising. Completely packed with everything you want. Mazda BT50, the complete package.
They're sending a message.
Outside, and the field is set to run.
Sorry, everyone. It's just...
We're still alive in the quaddie.
Sportsbet's new Bet with Mates. Start your group and share in the moment. New from Sportsbet.
Half-time in Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader. It's the opening night of the Hungry Jacks NBL22 season, and the Perth Wildcats lead it at the half, 47-43. Adelaide got going early, but the Wildcats, once they settled, they started to find their groove.
Well, my word, they did, and I think with Vic Law, it's just showing why he's one of the best players in the competition, along with Bryce Cotton, and they're playing together. At the other end, I think the Adelaide 36ers have done well just to not get flustered by that outburst. They need to find a solution and make someone else beat you, because clearly Cotton and Law can do that. And down the other end, Daniel Johnson just took a while to get his eye in, but eventually found the rhythm and they started to get him the ball. And also that man, Cam Bairstow, needs to do a better job if you're going to guard that man, Vic Law. But there you see the numbers by the two of them, the game being dominated by these 4 players. And we've got a really good contest on our hands.
Pete, the biggest lead by any team at any stage in this game has been 6, and even the numbers here will show that there's not a lot between them at the half.
Well, there hasn't been, and we talked about the guys, as Drewy said, who have really stood out, and it's been on both ends. They've just scored at will. Daniel Johnson, slow start, but then when he got on there was doing what he does best. Cam Bairstow was great when he came in. Just getting offensive rebounds, dump-off passes, finishing. And then Vic Law was obviously the big story. He got whatever he wanted at any moment. Bryce Cotton started to get going a little bit. But someone's got to stop up and try and slow down, especially this man right here.
Well, let's start with Vic Law. Never had 20 and a half at any stage last season for the Brisbane Bullets. His first game in the jungle tonight at RAC Arena, he has 21 at the half.
Well, I think his career high is 29, so he's on track to do away with that and set new standards. And he can do it in so many different ways. Off the bounce, you see the little change of direction, power move to the basket, and of course down on the low block, no problems at all. Pick and roll, get the job done, and the three ball, not just your regulation three ball, nice little step back, nothing but the bottom of the net. As I said earlier, you could just see the body language. He was never felt rushed. The ball was coming his way. Look at his shot chart, all over the place, getting it done. And when he's seeing it like he is from the three-point line, he becomes really hard to tough because you close out so hard on him to take that away. He's so hard to guard because of his size and athleticism and the dexterity, the way in which he can get to the rim, makes him a really tough proposition. And it's hard to help out as well when you've got Bryce Cotton, but maybe you have to make some decisions about who's going to beat you and just take the odds to someone else beating you.
That shot chart with thanks to SodaStream. Pete, Daniel Johnson has been a bucket for a long time. We know that. Scoreless at quarter time. In the second quarter, though, just completely took the game over.
Well, he did, and he just got to the right spots. You see all this is not necessarily him creating his own shot. He's just getting on the end of the right passes from Mitch McCarron, and that's all about pick and rolling, putting himself in those positions where he knows and he's done for 12 years at the Adelaide 36ers. This man is just a walking bucket. He's so hard to guard. His ability to draw fouls, get to the free throw line. We know he can step out and knock down the three as well. Daniel Johnson, wherever he goes, points seem to follow.
Scott Morrison came in as a late inclusion, obviously, or I should say arrived late this season for the Perth Wildcats. Takes over from Trevor Gleeson, who coached for 8 years and coached in a very specific way, and particularly at the offensive end. How long will it take for this new game plan and for everything that Scott Morrison's going to bring to the Wildcats? How long will it take to implement?
Well, not long, based on what we've seen here. It's been a high-quality first half. You've got a lot of talent out there to work with and a lot of talent still missing. So it is a different formula, a bit more NBA in their style. They run their zoom actions on the wing, a lot more dribble handoffs, on-ball screens, and say what Trevor was doing where the balance was more skewed towards the cutting and they're running their flex options and how they play out of it. So it's a different style, but at the end of the day, they've got a really, really talented roster, and he's, at this point in time, getting the most out of it, and that man's still to come.
Michael Frazier not playing tonight, Todd Blanchfield not playing, Mitch Norton not playing either, so they will only go from strength to strength, the Perth Wildcats. So that will be the conclusion of our Friday night, opening night doubleheader. But then all eyes turn to tomorrow as the South East Melbourne Phoenix will play host to the New Zealand Breakers. The Phoenix themselves, another team bringing a lot of expectation into the NBL22 season. Semi-finalists last year, can they take that extra step in this season? And the New Zealand Breakers, led by Finn Delaney, have filled their team full of sharpshooters. They're going to be on the road early, but they're expected to take some big improvements as well. Tomorrow night, South East Melbourne Phoenix play host to the Breakers at John Cain Arena.
King of the town. Yeah, I've been there.
PlayStation.
We're back, and Aussie Alisation is ready to let rip in the dog ball launch. She's just got to send it. Here she goes. It's up. It's out of here. She has just unleashed.
Well, here's hoping she brought a bag, JB, because she needs to scoop up that hot gold.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet's new popular same-game multi. See what's trending with the punters and get on board with ease. Popular same-game multi. New from Sportsbet.
Nice Gerbers, Keith. You know what else is nice? Insurance that does what you need it to do. Some only insure your house for a set sum, but if anything happens, will that be enough for you to repair or rebuild it as it was?
Morning, Keith.
Don't worry, Amy has an option that does, or pays you the amount of an assessed quote to do so. Does your insurer have a complete replacement cover option? Amy does.
Hungry Jack's new Warhead Sour Bursties in frozen drinks. Take the ultimate sour challenge with exploding bursty flavour sensation. Choose sour apple or sour watermelon. Survive the sour. New $2 Warheads Bursties only at Hungry Jack's.
What a wonderful day. Got me feeling so fine. Such a wonderful day. The best day of my life. That's the way I do it. Nothing to it. Wonderful day.
At Athlete Joint and Muscle Pain Relief Gels and Sprays, powered by Pain Away, Australia's #1 joint and muscle topical spray and cream pain relief brand containing naturally derived active ingredients. Train, perform, recover with Athlete.
A shout out to our Steel Blue legends. You put the food on our tables and keep the country running. You've got our backs and we've got your feet. Steel Blue boots, built for comfort, made for work.
ESPN FC is here all week with footballing news from around the globe.
That's all any and everyone has been talking about.
With daily discussions.
That was never a foul.
And biting banter.
We can't afford Zidane, that's why we've got you on.
Well, you don't know what you're talking about.
On the latest fashion trends.
And his terrible moustache.
Looks as though you're selling ice creams.
Oh, that's ugly.
That's right.
ESPN FC, daily on ESPN2.
I'm just hoping our blip machine's still working.
Great to have your company at RAC Arena. Hungry Jacks NBL opening night as the Adelaide 36ers trail the Perth Wildcats by 4 points. We're moments away from getting underway for the third quarter. But before we do that, Sean Redditch has caught up with CJ Bruton, the coach of the Adelaide 36ers.
CJ down 4 at halftime. What's the message to the team in the second half?
Well, we got to continue to box out, do the little things. Bryce Cotton's going to get his shots. It's making sure you take away the easy ones, and he likes to shoot above the foul line. So if we can make him get off that three-point line and get him inside, good. Vic Law's tough check, as we all know, seen him last year, making sure he's got to continue to work.
And are you happy with the offense? 43 points against a team like the Wildcats, who are tremendously defensively very tough in the past.
Yeah, well, that was the past, and this is now. And I think where we're at is, I think we're moving the ball. We're taking some right shots. Clearly, someone got to drop. We all know how basketball works, but we've got to continue to get some good looks and keep getting it inside as well.
Thanks, CJ.
Very matter of fact, CJ Bruton knows exactly what his team needs to do in this second half. Dusty Hannahs throws one up with the left hand, a little out of control. Cotton in the open court, blows past Mitch McCarron. Didn't finish off the layup. McCarron gets moving at the other end. Hannah's stepping back for three. Hasn't been able to get himself going tonight.
No, hasn't had many real clean looks, and that time there, even that looked a little rushed. And I think he had more time than he actually realised, but that's what happens when you're not seeing it and getting it in the right spots when you need it. Start to not only rush yourself, but start to perceive that the people are there that aren't as close as what you think.
Type his name in on YouTube, Dusty Hannahs. He scored 98 three-pointers in a row in 6 minutes. It's there on YouTube. McCarron scores on the offensive glass. 98 consecutive made threes.
I need to see that, because right now I know
you're not skeptical, are you?
I am. Sorry.
Glass half empty sort of attitude.
No, I'm just saying that is so remarkable. So remarkable performance.
What's your record?
Dewey's record's 97. That's why he doesn't quite believe it.
No, 96 in a row. That is incredible.
It's on YouTube. Hoops fans watching around the world, many on YouTube. In fact, huge global audience for our opening night. Adelaide under real defensive pressure here. Bairstow left open for three. That jumps out. Majuk and Law contest each other and knock it out of play.
You can hear in the background, Scott Morrison not happy at all with a couple of the last decisions, and he's working the refs over right now.
We thought Bryce Cotton got pushed as they battled for that ball as it was deflected.
Adelaide captain Mitch McCarron, a floater in the paint was good.
Well, he can do that. We saw him before crash the offensive glass, get the easy put back, but just the patience he has coming off the ball screen, surveying everything, clearly looking to pass first. No one came to him. He's got a great touch on that floater. His transition into a point guard has been outstanding. He's going to go the other way. That's a way to move your feet. Todd Withers had the 2 fouls in the first half. Travis saying he's moving, and Withers did well and shuffle his feet and take that one.
He did, and to me, Withers is the perfect guy you throw on Vic Law. got that size that he can match him, and you can see right there, he can move his feet. So if Law does put him to the floor, you shuffle his feet and keep him in front. Play that time by Withers.
Perth haven't scored so far in this third quarter. Daniel Johnson throws a wild pass out of play.
I'm a bit baffled at what that was.
It was a bad pass.
That was
a little out of control.
Barely a spare seat in the house tonight at RAC Arena. Wildcats fans always vote with their feet. They'll have to do it early. Perth have got their first 5 games at home, and then beyond that, they'll be on the road for how long? We don't really know at this stage due to borders.
Here's Daniel Johnson, and that's why I thought the play before where he threw it out of bounds. When all else fails, throw it at the hoop. You never know, you might get lucky. He's got that knack for scoring. Up to 14 points now.
Travers trying to get down low. Just extends over the top of Withers.
Nice move by Travers. Use his size, and that's what NBA guys like about him, is his ability to put it to the deck and just use his size, a la Josh Giddey. Obviously in a slightly different way, but
nice hands by Law. Doing it at both ends of the floor. And he gets things moving for the Wildcats. Zunic into the starting lineup tonight. He rattles at home. Now Perth are starting to click into gear in this third quarter.
That'll be a nerve settler for Kyle Zunic, as you said, into the starting lineup with all the injuries they have. 0-3 before that. His first three-point look was way off, and that should calm the nerves and help him settle into this one. And that's gonna be a blocking foul there, called on Vic Law. And
Red one, block leg.
Red Army doesn't like it. Red Army doesn't like much that goes against them, and still have the coach's challenge if they disagree. Let's have another look at it here. And
it's actually not bad defense by Vic Law, and just the awkwardness of the feet at the end, I think, is what brought Vic Law undone. And you're right, but it's still, you don't want to run that risk early on either, unless you're absolutely sure. It's a bit of strategy on how you're going to use that coach's challenge. There's a nice underneath out of bounds play. And Mojave King slashes to the basket, and they find him for the easy 2.
One of the NBL's next stars this season. Another that found himself inside the most recent ESPN rankings for the NBA draft next season. Ranked at number 90. Law making it look really easy.
Well, it's
effortless.
It's taken almost 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes to get it to him and give him an opportunity to play off him a little bit more.
Mojave King scores off back-to-back possessions for Adelaide and ties the game away again at 53. We spoke about it at halftime. The biggest lead by either team in the game has been 6. It's been a real arm wrestle so far. It's Withers posting up. He thought there'd be a call either way. No call. Johnson sat out on the wing and couldn't drain the 3.
Tom Withers just wanted to see the referee give the flop signal before he continued playing, and it's going to be a flop warning, no doubt. A bit messy here the last 60 seconds.
Are you serious right now?
It's Travers.
Since this half started, this guy over here, this guy over here missed the out of bounds on the baseline. It was a loose ball at half court. Dennis took his forearm and shoved Bryce like this. Everyone in the arena see his hand go like this.
Just talk to me, man.
I am talking to you. There's been three blatantly missed calls. If all 4 of those guys were straight up, I'll give it to you.
Scott.
No, I'm saying, were they straight up?
I heard your message, thank you.
It's a nice little back and forth there.
Oh, I love the insight we get. And Scott Morrison did that with respect, and
there's a technical foul. That's the flop warning that was the play before. It's gone technical straight away for Jesse Wagstaff going down on that play. And we saw that in the blitz a couple of times.
There's the one.
That's the first one. That is
worthy of a flop.
And
that's not so much, I don't think, as a flop. He certainly went back easily. Jesse Wagstaff, and Hannahs misses a free throw.
Jesse Wagstaff has 4 fouls. He's going to stay out there for now.
Well, they need him out there. He's playing the 5 with Matt Hodgson only playing the first minute under an injury cloud, and Majuk has done really well in his first game back from that horrendous Achilles injury, but he ran out of gas a couple of times, so they need Jesse Wagstaff to stay out there as Bryce Cotton puts an end to the technical foul and all those worries, and Perth get a chance.
Law in the low block, guarded by King, got baseline and scores. If Cotton doesn't get you, Law will.
Well, that's true, and down low, I think it was King on him with the foul. It happened so quick, so he didn't wait for the double team. There we see the steal, the really good reach in by Cotton. Now, this is a mismatch. Adelaide 36 is just standing around watching. That's advantage Law every single time, and they must. As soon as he puts that ball to the deck, someone should be coming to help King out on that situation and get the ball out of Law's hands.
First of all, take a deep breath. We talked about that. Playing out of the Bryce Cotton and pick and rolls. He's coming over the top. He's gonna reach. Make sure we're playing off the seam, right? Stay wide. Stay in that cylinder. Keep the floor stretched. If Dusty's on and Dusty's high, it's set that hammer screen. So on the weak side. So when we play out a weak drag, Isaac stepping in power. Whoever, DJ, you're here. You set the flare pick. So he goes, and then you got the slice down the middle of the floor. Flare pick, but stay high. We're good? No, you're in the corner. Clean it up. You said the drag.
4.5 minutes to play before three-quarter time. CJ Bruton, his first game as an NBL coach, played 516 and won 6 championships, 2-time All-NBL first team, most improved player in 1999. The list goes on and on and on. He's got one of the best resumes in the history of the NBL.
Yeah, real happy for him to get this opportunity. He goes to a wonderful organisation with a long history and a real opportunity to put his mark on the game as a head coach, and comes from great pedigree. I'm sure his dad, Cal, will be giving him plenty of advice. And it's not just about what you do on the floor, it's the tone you set. You could just see in that timeout the calmness and the way in which he was communicating, and certainly providing an atmosphere where you don't want any panic in these circumstances, particularly in this hostile environment.
Johnson hands off to Mojave King. Big role to play in this third quarter.
And they are smashing him on the boards. 29-17 in favour of the Adelaide 36ers. 30-17, excuse me.
There's Daniel Johnson doing what he does best, just nice and slow, but impossible to stop with the left hand. That's going to be a foul on Tate Duffermeyer there. Just trying to fight through that screen of Kevin White. Daniel Johnson up to 16 points, 6 of 11 from the field to go with the 5 rebounds. And Vic Law, 25 points. Career high was 29.
Yep.
Really enjoying himself.
Both teams will play on Sunday. Perth hosting Cairns. Cotton has got free throws to come. Adelaide, talk about a tough weekend. They've got tonight's game, obviously. And then Sunday they head back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre to host the Illawarra Hawks, who many people think, Drew, he may be the #1 seed this season.
Well, they'll be right up there. They're certainly in most people's championship contention and in their playoffs. And when you've got the master Brian Goorjian running the team and a lot of scoring firepower in the lineup, it's going to be a very tough proposition. And they came close last season and just fell short against the Perth Wildcats in that best-of-3 semi-final series.
Hannahs, this little handoff for Isaac Humphries. He muscles it in.
And that's one there that had Jesse Wagstaff not picked up the tech, that was close. Took it right through the chest, didn't fall down, but stumbled back.
Law posting up. Clock down to 7. Purchase on the floor and rattles out. Defensive rebound, Vic Law. Now Cotton got to a good spot. He can't knock it down either.
Jack Purchase called for the foul. Playing behind. That's where when you've got that size mismatch and you don't want the star in Daniel Johnson to catch it, you just got to move your feet. And sometimes you've got to release the contact in order to get to a position to get round the front. That time Jack Purchase just wrestled. And that's just experience by Daniel Johnson to make sure he can continue to back and maintain that contact to draw that foul.
And he's going to bait you into it, isn't he, Daniel Johnson? Because he has that knack of getting fouled at so many different times in the game, whether he's attacking the hoop, facing up, or, as you saw there, trying to post up against Jack Purchase. And just the old veteran mind got the foul call, and up to 18 points now.
Played some games with Adelaide last year. Jack Purchase joins Wildcats on a multi-year deal. Travers burrows away to the basket. Scores level again at 59. Hannah's Humphries, that's deflected out of bounds. Last touch, Perth.
7 seconds.
7 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
No, Jesse.
They take Wagstaff out, just trying to protect him with those fouls. Majuk comes in.
After the first pass, 50. You got to block out now, 5 block out.
Duffelmeyer to inbound. Dribbled himself into a brick wall. Forced a shot up, but it wasn't a good one. This defensive stop from the Wildcats. Travers blocked over the back, but fouled.
It was outstanding defense. You could hear Scott Morrison saying when the ball comes in, the 7 seconds on the shot clock, they were going 50. That's there. We're going to switch. Under 10 seconds, they're going to switch everything. So they had the mismatch that the Sixers would have liked with Tad Duffelmeyer on the big Majuk, but everybody helped out. Bryce Cotton got in there, got a hand on the ball, and in the end, it was a tough shot. Jack Purchase came up with the rebound, and out in transition, that's where this man is at his best, Luke Travers.
So he's still airborne, he's still in the act of shooting. Okay, cool. Okay.
CJ just getting a little advice and willing to concede that he picked up a new understanding of the rules.
Learn something new every day.
You got more next possession.
Duffelmeyer running the point. Mitch McCarron sitting on the bench at the moment. Johnson found Bairstow underneath, but kicks it back out. Duffelmeyer with 4 on the clock. Denied by Majuk. Here comes Cotton, pulls up on Bairstow.
And that's what we talk about with Bryce Cotton. It started with Majuk. Great rotation to block that. Bryce Cotton's loving it, but as soon as he rises up with the ball in his right hand, you've got to make a choice as a defender. Make him do something. Whatever the plan or scout is, you've got to make him go wherever you want. And this is where it started. Majuk. And that's what he's going to do. Come across, hedges on ball screens, and you see right here, that right there. Cam Bairstow just waited down and said, I'll react to whatever you want. And as you said, Drew, you got to really get in and make him go past you and make him do something else.
Beer Johnson. Call that thing early. If you go to Johnson, they got a break. So we know.
If your man's in the pick and roll, is he guarding Johnson? Yeah. You guard Bairstow, 1 possession. You have Johnson, 1 possession. You have Bairstow, 1 possession. We blitz if they pick and roll, 1 possession.
That's me?
Yes. Just him. You're in drop. 1 possession. Let's go.
Well, they heard it. When they talk about a blitz, that means when when he's guarding the on-ball screen, the screen is going to come out and they're going to double-team the ball. Just double-team it and rotate around and try and pick it up. So that it's a gamble, because if you come off it and you can get that split, you get a numerical advantage, or you can kick it out there and on the next pass you're in that scrambling situation. So just trying to change it up, mix up his strategies. When with Vic Law and with Majuk, you heard him, he doesn't want him to do that. He just wants him in that drops. That's the flexibility you have with Vic Law, because he can move his feet and kick him out in front.
Hannahs drives and scores. Tough finish for Dusty Hannahs. Nice possession out of the timeout. Brings it back to a 3-point difference. Law steps out for 3. Offensive rebound though, Majuk. It's exactly what he's there to do.
It is, and he doesn't do anything beyond his ability. He's a perfect 3 of 3 from the field. He's got the 7 boards, and he doesn't take away from anyone else on the court. And tonight he's been very good on the defensive end.
Johnson made sure his feet were behind the line. He can't knock down the 3 either. Inside the final minute, Law baseline. Good move on Bairstow.
That's what Vic Law can do when he faces up. A quick first step. But back to Majuk. He's going to have a big season for the Wildcats. So we're going to replay here. This is what I'm talking about. The face-up, and he goes so quick that he leaves Cam Bairstow stuck in the mud. And that's going to be a foul when you're out of position. But
I'm not sure what Cam Bairstow was complaining about. Just like you went right over his shoulder. That's as clear a foul as you want to see, I would have thought.
Absolutely. And as we talked about Majuk, it's Matt Hodgson. I know he's injured right now, but has had the knack over his career of getting in foul trouble early in games. So Majuk becomes so vital. Becomes so vital to this Wildcats' success as a backup big man who can go out there, play solid defense, do this, get on the offensive glass, finish, and without doing too much. They're not going to roll the ball to him and say, go get a bucket. That's what they're going to do to Vic Law. They're going to say, get on the glass, help us defensively. He's a terrific ball screen defender. Can get out and hedge quick, moves his feet well. But he's going to be huge for Scott Morrison and the Wildcats.
And he has 9 rebounds. Oh, he had some trouble stopping Johnson that time. Travers brings the ball up the floor. They finish with Law, and why not? It's been his night. He's been red hot since the game started. And he helps the Wildcats take a 7-point lead into three-quarter time at RAC Arena. 70-63. Vic Law's got 29. Don't go too far. The final quarter is coming up next in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Oh, look at your ties.
Still wasn't the biggest regret I had that day.
Has your betting ever gone too far? Take a sec before you bet. Set a deposit limit, whoever you bet with.
It's design that's all-conquering, safety that's always thinking, and performance that's hair-raising. Completely packed with everything you want. Mazda BT50, the complete package.
You're not Peter Parker.
I am so confused right now.
That spell that you botched started pulling in visitors from every universe.
The multiverse is real?
They all die fighting Spider-Man.
There has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Spider-Man No Way Home in cinemas December 16.
Where there's flame, there's flavour. No self-respecting Aussie cooks meat on one of these. Flat fried, flame grilled. Taste the difference. Hungry Jack's smoky barbecue flame grilled flavour. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Are you ready for a full day of NFL football?
This is game time.
Every week, catch SportsCenter NFL Blitz and 3 NFL matchups. First up, an AFC showdown between the Chargers and the Bengals. Then, a divisional clash with the Ravens against the Steelers. After that, tune in to SportsCenter NFL Blitz. And to finish the day, the Broncos take on the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. All day Monday on ESPN.
Follow every ball of the Australian Summer of Cricket with ESPN Cricinfo. Catch all the live scores, analysis and breaking news. Download the ESPN Cricinfo app today.
Great to have you company in the Hungry Jacks NBL, the second game of our opening night doubleheader. The Perth Wildcats are getting the job done over the Adelaide 36ers, 70-63 with a quarter to play, and they take some real momentum into the last quarter. They're blessed with some of the best fans in the game, and the winner of our $50 Kmart gift card for tonight is Preeti. Parents visited in 2019 from the UK. They went to see their first Wildcats game together for Preeti's birthday. It was a special day, and with some special people, the boys were so happy. I reckon Preeti and family, Drew, would be pretty happy with what they're seeing from their team tonight.
My word, they would. Given the adversity, both teams have got some players out, but some real significant ones for
oh my goodness,
the Wildcats.
Oh my goodness.
Career high for Vic Law. 14 of 20 from the field, 31 points to go along with his 3 rebounds and 2 of 5 from the three-point line. He's had some problems. This is the only area the free throw line has been his only challenges. He's 1 of 4, and that is tough down on the box. And Withers got to do a better job of not letting him catch it on that box. Just half run it. Even if he catches it in that mid-range, it's a lot easier to defend.
Let's get courtside to Sean Redditch.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of 11 Wildcat jerseys around. I guess on Sunday, we're going to see a lot of #1 Wildcat jerseys around. The new favorite player here, he is having an outstanding debut. He talked about in the media, he wanted the 36ers to double and triple team Bryce Cotton because that would leave him open. Doesn't it seem like he needs it this week?
He's enjoyed the extra room. No doubt about that. 32 points.
That's exactly why you think about throughout the season. And he tries to go again. See if he's still hot. Comes up short. McCarron gets the rebound. And there's so many pieces to add. Dusty Hannahs tries to find his range. He struggled. And there's Majuk cleaning it up. But you add Todd Blanchfield when he comes back being healthy. Michael Frazier is a great signing. We haven't seen a lot of him. Former teammate of Perth Wildcat and Melbourne United player Casey Prather. Frazier's highly regarded. You add that, Luke Travers, Mitch Norton. A couple of these guys are going to be coming off the bench at some point as Luke Travers steps into a 3-ball, and the Wildcats are out by 11. Scott Morrison's got some things to work with and work out throughout the course of the season.
Offensive foul. Humphries buries the shoulder through the middle of Jack Purchase.
That's twice he's done that, and he's just got to use more finesse. He just straight through the middle of Jack Purchase. And this is what Travers is not renowned for. He's streaky from the three-point line, but if he can master that as we look at the charge, that's just a blatant charge. No subtlety whatsoever. But if Travers can nail that 3-ball on a consistent basis, then he won't be in this league too much longer.
There'll be a lot of international eyes on Luke Travers this season. The NBL's best young players. That is a beautiful pass by Kevin White for Majuk. Dusty Hannahs, 4 of 13 tonight. Hasn't been able to get himself into a shooting groove. Langstaff with the rebound. Cotton thought about pulling up. Instead, high off the glass he went. Not that time, though.
Well, danger period here for the Sixers, down 13, and it's hard to come back from any deficit in the jungle, but Vic Law rolling. Going to get something going on the offensive end, and those two guys right there, Mitch Norton, Todd Blanchfield. And how good was Todd Blanchfield's season last year for the Wildcats? Just fit the system perfectly, so he'll want to be healthy as soon as possible to find out the way that they're going to play this year. They're not running the flex offense that they ran to death over the last decade.
Well, and I think he's one that could be most effective because he thrives so much in that system that Trevor Gleeson was putting together as Hannahs finally gets one to drop. And his adjustment where it's a little bit more read-react, less structure, is one that Blanchfield's going to have to figure out.
Mitch McCarron got a big piece of that one off Vic Law. The Wildcats play through it. Cotton short on the floater. Adelaide down double figures. 7 minutes remaining. What a stationary targets on the floor right now. Johnson. Pass was batted down for Hannes. He's got one to work with on the clock. Got his shot away.
Well, it was a nothing offense, wasn't it? As you said, stationary. They were trying to get the mismatch of Johnson versus White, but no one moved. The Wildcats knew exactly how to defend it. Everybody was moving, and they got nothing out of it. They got a contested fadeaway from Dusty Hannes, which might go down, but if it does, it's still not a good possession overall. They've got to get back to some offense. I know the mismatch is there, but they just telegraph that as Kevin White's going to give it straight back to him. Here's CJ Bruton is trying to call out to Dusty Hannes, saying, move. Move. And he's saying move right there because they were trying to get the ball to Daniel Johnson. And as soon as they did, Luke Travers, who was guarding Dusty Hannes on the wing, turned his head, went to double. If Hannes moves from the wing down to the corner, he's going to have a wide open three rather than getting the kick out and having to get a tough contested two.
Perth have owned this last quarter, as they so often do, the Wildcats, when the game's up for grabs. They're the ones that make the first move.
Good recognition of what they're doing. That's one when you saw the switch and the size advantage, you just throw that at the rim. Throw it at the rim, use the size, becomes an easy basket, and trying to thread the needle with the bounce pass allowed the deflection.
Just see it, you gotta be able to see it.
10 on the shot clock. Withers. To pull up from deep. That looked nice.
That's a good-looking stroke that we see. He just seems to want to play in a system. It's not like he's out there on his own agenda and perhaps need to find a way to get him into some sets and create those scoring opportunities for him.
78-69 with 6 minutes to play here at RAC Arena.
Hungry Jack's new Warhead Sour Bursties in frozen drinks. Take the ultimate sour challenge with exploding bursty flavour sensation. Choose sour apple or sour watermelon. Survive the sour. New $2 Warheads Bursties only at Hungry Jack's.
If you want to bowl faster tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INT Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and Informed Sports certified. INT Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow, today.
The all-new Google Pixel 6 with the best camera on a Pixel yet. Make motion silky smooth with motion mode. And blurry faces go bye-bye with Face Unblur. It's smart enough to make photobombers disappear with Magic Eraser. On the first ever all-Google phone, Google Pixel 6 for $999 for all you are.
As we prepared for this game, you get all the stories and the way in which we try and bring those stories to you. One that was new to me and I wasn't aware of, but when it comes to Bryce Cotton, that I didn't realise that he had epilepsy as a child and was told he wouldn't live past 11. And that's why he wears number 11, because he defeated the odds, and it's his lucky number, and as it should be. Tremendous story of courage and overcoming adversity to become a superstar.
Remarkable. He's a remarkable player. A remarkable story to go with it. White. Off the front of the iron.
He's going that way.
Johnson had a man in the corner, but the long arms of Luke Travers chopped that down.
Got 11 turnovers tonight in the Sixers. And a lot of those have come from just the wrong type of pass. Drury said before the last one should have gone in the air. That one probably should have been a bounce pass to get to the corner. Just the decision-making at those crucial moments in time. They've got it back to 9. They can try and get a stop here. It's not going to happen on that man because nobody's been able to stop him tonight.
And they still choose not to send the double. That time you saw Withers stunting in there, but you can see with that step back, and he just uses that size and that touch. Get it out of his hands. Make someone else beat you because he's got 34 of the 80.
Have not been able to stop him all night.
Certainly not
for Daniel Johnson.
Certainly not in single coverage, they haven't.
Back on Bryce Cotton, you can actually read a bit more about that on his website. He was undiagnosed, the epilepsy, and that's why he was a great football player. Wasn't allowed to play football, and luckily that turned him into basketball, and that's why we have him.
If you think that you can shoot a full court shot, then head to the NBL website win page to enter for your chance to shoot for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. Don't worry if you miss your first shot. You'll get a second go from halfway. That's for 50K.
Nice.
You could drain one from halfway, couldn't you, for 50K?
So you got to shoot from the other free throw line or out of bounds than the end of the court?
Read the T's and C's.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Come back to you on that.
Sorry, I'm just trying to clarify how I'm handling it.
Travers, top of the key. Late in the clock, that's off target.
It's 9 rebounds to Withers. Promising signs. Then you import it. Daniel Johnson skip past to Mojave King and comes up a bit long. Those are the ones Mojave King that keep taking with confidence. Step in, good pass. Daniel Johnson, a 9-point game. They're still in with a chance. Just need to get a couple stops back to back.
15 minutes tonight for Mojave King. Only 4 points. Gazy, have you seen his night? And I guess how are you seeing his development so far?
Well, he's a work in progress. Gets another opportunity here. And he had a really good opportunity with the Cairns Taipans. And now a new coach, different environment. See how it pans out for him. But he's still got a long way to go, a lot to learn. But I like his upside.
And Karen behind the back pass for Bairstow on the move.
Great pass by McCarron. That's a high-risk pass. He's able to thread the needle, and Bairstow does a good job of finishing it off, and they're hanging around.
Just won't go away, Adelaide. Majuk misses the tip-in. Is the momentum starting to turn back the 36ers' way? Johnson almost out of control. Mojave King. No good on the three.
There's Majuk coming down with his 12th rebound. He's been a monster. 5 of them on the offensive end. And see there, Todd Withers got the 10. Mitch McCarron, 7. Quietly going about his business as usual. 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists to go with 2 steals. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
My goodness.
Cotton to Law. We're going to be saying that a few times this NBL22 season.
My word, that pass is a thing of beauty. Might not look like much because you just see the end, but he's going towards the basket, facing away, flicks it behind him. Have a look at this pass by Bryce Cotton. On the point, nothing but net.
That is an incredible pass at full speed. Bryce Cotton in the little flick. And there's Vic Law up to 37 points for his first game in Wildcats colours.
I think we can say with a fair bit of confidence that he'll be the Foot Locker player of the game, Vic Law.
Well,
you're not going out too much of a limb there.
No. Unless we see a remarkable turnaround by someone. We've got some clock issues. As you can see, it's back 2:40 remaining, so still plenty of time. Important possession coming up.
Tonight's player of the game will receive a $250 Foot Locker gift card. And one of those for every game across the NBL22 season. Fantastic to have Foot Locker joining us this season. It's a timer factor for the 36ers. This man's been an even bigger factor. He goes to work. Off the front of the rim.
Solid. Switch it. Get him out, get him out.
Tanner's just hasn't been able to get his shot to go. Finds Bairstow baseline. He can't finish off. And it's a Foul against Johnson.
It is. Just tried to notice Law coming in too late, ran in his way and gets called for the foul. But what's going to be said about Vic Law in this performance? They're up again on Sunday, the Perth Wildcats, another home encounter. So they're going to have to recover, quick turnaround, but 16 of 27. Firstly, to make 16 field goals in an NBL game these days is not all that is very, very uncommon. And 27 field goal attempts. It hasn't looked like he's had that many because he's been so efficient.
Oh my, Todd Withers sending Bryce Cotton there.
That is a monster.
Get through it, shoulder roll.
White throws it up. Law can't finish off.
Well, he got a bit of a flat tire, Vic Law, and that's because he's running out of gas. After he hit that last 3 ball, there's a stoppage in play, and he was hunched over.
He's played 35 minutes.
And there's an offensive foul. We'll go the other way on Daniel Johnson, so back-to-back calls.
Hey, just run it in the middle. Bryce, you and Jesse in the middle. Both corners.
Let's take another look here.
Ready to knock this 3 down.
It's a good play by Kevin White, because whatever the veteran, you know he's going to roll, make contact, try and jump in front.
Well, if you're switching, that's your job. You've got to get underneath the roller and try and back him. And that time, DJ just a little out of control.
Hey, hey, ready for a trap. Ready for a trap, Bryce. You got it, you got it. Go, go, go.
As Gazy said, both teams will play on Sunday. Wildcats at home against the Taipans in the final game of the round. Adelaide for the first game on Sunday at home against Illawarra in our triple header. Sydney and Melbourne squeezed in between that as well. It's going to be a monster day.
See, Adelaide's execution in the last bit of this, probably the last 5 minutes, has been poor. And fatigue may be a factor, but the way in which they're constructing shots here, it's very random. And as such, it's played in the hands of the Perth Wildcats, being able to force them into some turnovers.
There's been a lot of standing still, hasn't it? When you see a mismatch or you really want to get it to a particular matchup, everyone else is just standing to watch. And a little uncharacteristic turnover from Mitch McCarron, threw it straight to Wagstaff. And this one's over. Perth Wildcats are going to start their season off on the right note.
The Red Army's on their feet in the jungle. They're going to see their team get off to a winning start. The question now is by how much? Travis still fighting hard for it. Wins possession. No foul. Kept going. Scores. He's played his role tonight. Even late in the game, the 36ers with one last turnover. Vic Law wants 2 more. Misses the dunk. It'll matter little. And although some things change, some things stay the same. The Wildcats at home are a hard team to beat. 85-73. They're 1-0 to start the season.
Well, they're the hardest team to beat, and this has been one that they would have been real nervous about with all their guys injured. They talk about not making excuses, but they had some valid ones, but they played with great heart and they played through their stars. 37 points to Vic Law, 16 to Bryce Cotton. He never had one of his better shooting nights, only 4 of 15. But it was clear that they were the target. Luke Travers with his 15 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 5 rebounds, and I think that he continues to grow before our eyes. And although the Adelaide 36ers come up short, they had some hard luck stories. Kai Soto, we look forward to seeing him, the 7'2" guy from, or 3, maybe even bigger, from the Philippines. And they've still got Sunday Detch to come back, so they need to dust themselves off and come back on Sunday, because these two teams are going to see a lot of each other. They play 3 of the first 8 games of the Wildcats. They're playing against the Adelaide 36ers.
Well, it's no surprise our Foot Locker player of the game, Vic Law. Just an outstanding game from the jump. Had 11 points early, didn't look back. Gets a well-earned rest tonight, will sleep well, but has to back it up. He was outstanding. Scored from everywhere, had absolutely no answers for him, and in the end, Wildcats are going to fall in love with number 1.
And they send a message to the rest of the competition. We're going to be a force once again in this NBL22 season on the back of 37 points from Vic Law. The Wildcats winners tonight, 85-73 at RAC Arena. We're back to wrap it up after this.
Hungry Jack's free limited edition glasses. Get a free Hungry Jack's glass with any large meal. Collect all 6 designs. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
What a wonderful day. Got me feeling so fine. Such a wonderful day. The best day of my life. That's the way I do it. Nothing to it. Wonderful day.
Adelaide Joint and Muscle Pain Relief Gels and Sprays, powered by Pain Away, Australia's #1 joint and muscle topical spray and cream pain relief brand containing naturally derived active ingredients. Train, perform, recover with Adelaide.
It's design that's all conquering, safety that's always thinking, and performance that's hair-raising. Completely packed with everything you want. Mazda BT50, the complete package.
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's new Jack's Fried Chicken Burgers. Big, thick, crunchy, juicy chicken. New Jack's Fried Chicken. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
It's Fight Night on ESPN. 2 top 5 contenders look to make a big run at gold.
It's unbelievable.
As unstoppable Rob Font takes on former champion Jose Aldo.
He's a very explosive fighter, super fast.
But first, rising talent take the next step towards elite contention.
In this incredibly talent-stacked division. Enter the big shot.
UFC Fight Night, Sunday on ESPN2.
Yeah, you're good to go, mate.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather.
You guys need a hand?
Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm doing fighting away.
Need a hand, mate?
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer for up here.
Welcome back to RAC Arena. 85-73 the final score. The Perth Wildcats kicking off their NBL22 campaign in a winning way and in a pretty impressive fashion over the Adelaide 36.
It was more than impressive, and I think Vic Law is going to get all the accolades, as he should. He's dropped a very handy 37 points at a reasonable clip, 55% from the field, 42% from the three-point line. But that man right there, you see him taking up some... Majuk ended up with 12 balls in a team that, if you're looking at the preseason as some sort of evidence, rebounding was a bit of their Achilles heel, and he really stepped up for him and played big on the defensive end as well. But Bryce Cotton and Vic Law, that is proving to be some combination. And the Adelaide 36ers, they battled hard. Daniel Johnson does what he does and gets his 22. Bairstow with his 15. Taper-Delata got most of those in the first. Bairstow got most of those in the first half. But you can see some good things from the Adelaide 36ers. They're going to get more out of Dusty Hannahs along the way, and Withers is only going to get better when he finds his role as well. So there's still a lot to like about the Adelaide 36ers. You look at the percentages, and Pete, it was the rebounding is a glaring one of the weaknesses and only really the shortcoming for the Wildcats this evening.
Well, 3 of 21 from the three for the Sixers is just not going to get it done in the jungle. And as you said, they ran out of steam late in terms of execution. They were standing still, no one was moving, and that's what hurt them. You've got to try and execute as best you can, get a shot every single time down the floor if you want to beat Perth home or away. If you're playing them in the jungle, you've got to be even more precise, get through your stuff, make sure you get a shot every single time. 14 turnovers, 4 of them were in the last quarter when they were crucial moments. They'll take a lot of positives out of it, but ultimately, if you're a Perth Wildcat fan, you've got a lot to be excited about.
It's a monster first weekend. Round one's a huge one here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Let's take a look at the Amy fixtures for the remainder of the weekend. South East Melbourne and New Zealand tomorrow, and then take a look at Super Sunday, a triple header. Every game is a monster as well. So stay tuned across the weekend here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Drewy, Pete, great to have you. We'll see you and hear from you across the weekend. A massive thanks to everyone for being with us as well. Tasmania winning earlier tonight and the Perth Wildcats winning in the later game 85-73. On behalf of all of our team, both on camera and behind the scenes, thanks for being with us. We look forward to your company tomorrow night.
Jordan, I take flight, I'm next level, I'm franchise, I'm top tier, I'm that guy, I'm the man of the year, I'm a man with no fear, I think like I'm a shark, the way I move so sharp.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.